Right now, there's a major push in Kansas City, Missouri to expand downtown.
A $200 million phase that will include homes, apartments, retail, a gathering space, and a lot more.
Kansas City is no longer just a Midwest flyover state. It's becoming an economic powerhouse. With a $4 billion project and several $500 million projects left and right, there's a surge in new industries and the city is transforming into a place that you cannot ignore. Today, we're diving into what's fueling this economic growth, how it's reshaping the local economy, and what it means for the future of Kansas City and for you.
Hey, I'm Zach Morton. This is Max Jones. We are with the Mojo Real Estate team of Kansas City. We were born and raised here. We've been helping families move to and within Kansas City for over 23 years. We have one of the best reputations here, one of the most personalized experiences, but you don't have to take our words for it. You can hop on Google, see what our clients have to say with over 700 five-star reviews from folks just like you. So, hey, with that being said, let's dive into this video and get rolling.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, so Kansas City has been exploding, and we're not just saying that. The numbers from 2023 were around 9,000 people that had moved to Kansas City, and the numbers for 2024 coming in closer to 20,000. So over doubling the amount of people that are coming into Kansas City. And a lot of this is just all this infrastructure that's going on right now that's bringing these jobs in and why we're seeing such explosive growth. So right now, where are we standing, Max?
We're at the future site of the South Loop Park. So we are at Power and Light District. We got the T-Mobile Center here just on the left of us, and across the highway is the Crossroads. And so the South Loop Park is going to be an amazing project where they're going to build a park over this entire highway that cuts right through the center of Kansas City.
Yeah. And
it's really going to tie together two of Kansas City's best places in the Power and Light and the Crossroads.
Yeah. At $271 million. I'm really excited for this one because this is a place I like to come hang out. This is a place I come for events. So I'm really going to be able to take advantage of this one, and I'm excited about it.
Heck yeah. We have a ton of projects going in around Kansas City, and I'll just rattle off some of them to start. So we've got the South Loop Park. We're right at the side of that. But there is also the Barney Alice Plaza, which is going to be finished by summer of 2026. There's going to be a huge park here in the downtown area. There's also the Berkeley Riverfront project. So you've got the site of the women's soccer team.
Kansas City Current.
Kansas City Current. So you've got that stadium's already been built, but not a lot of people realize there's going to be a huge complex built all around that. They're improving the whole riverfront area.
Yeah, lots of commercial space, restaurants, entertainment. It's going to be awesome.
It's a 10-year makeover, so it's just getting started, guys. You've got 1 light, 2 light, 3 light luxury apartments in Kansas City. They're building a 4-light tower in Kansas City right here in the Power and Light District. They're also putting in Green Line KC, which is
a trail all the way around Kansas City, like a 10-mile trail, I believe.
Yeah, 10-mile urban trail that's going to go all around the downtown Kansas City area, right along the riverfront. It's going to be an awesome project. The Kansas City streetcar is being expanded as well. So,
yeah, they're doing about 3.5 miles to the south, which will take it down to UMKC. And then they're working on bringing it up north too, and possibly over the river into North Kansas City, which will just give you access to even more restaurants, better parking, easier access.
That'd be great. Ready for it to come to the Northland. Yes. And Overland Park is getting a big farmer's market. There's a couple farmers markets going in. You know, they've been talking about the Rock Island Bridge for a few years, the bridge that goes to Kansas, down by, what is that old soccer stadium down there?
Kemper Arena.
Kemper Arena. So Kemper Arena has been revitalized too.
Yeah, they turned that arena into more of like a community area. So they took this big indoor dome arena that they played soccer, hockey, basketball in, and they've put several floors in it now, and now it caters to the community sports. I know like my kids had basketball tryouts. There's different tournaments going. So a really cool thing for the community. But yeah, right next to that is this cool party bridge.
Yeah.
We're going to put right over the river, and it looks like it's going to be a few stories tall with restaurants, bars, zip lines, entertainment, and that trail that's going to loop around the city is going to connect into that.
Yeah, South Point at 63rd is a big project that's going on over by 71 Highway. And then I haven't even heard about this, but in doing our research for this video, they're putting in a vacation village, which is at the site of the old Schlitterbahn.
Yep.
And out
By the Kansas Speedway.
yeah, out with Schlitterbahn, in with Vacation Village, which is going to be really cool. They're going to put another Top Golf type.
Margaritaville.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty fun.
There is a lot of sports that happens over there. Like I go to baseball tournaments and stuff, so it'll be nice to have some more accommodations. You know, it's kind of like on the level of vacation.
Yeah,
While you come to your baseball tournament in Kansas City.
and Kansas, the state of Kansas has been trying to lure the Chiefs over there. So that may be the future site of the Kansas City Chiefs. I know a lot of Missouri people would be upset about that, but Kansas people would be happy. And then they are spending $526 million to completely revitalize the West Bottoms, which is going to be phenomenal. The West Bottoms really cool area, but a lot of empty, old,
Dilapidated.
yeah, old manufacturing buildings and stuff. So that should be pretty cool. And that's really takes us out to 2038. So over the next 15 years, Kansas City is going to transform in front of our eyes. And it's really a good time to get in on the ground level and, you know, kind of stake your claim. You're part of Kansas City before all these projects unfold, because Kansas City cannot be ignored any longer.
That's right. And you didn't even mention the $4 billion EV battery plant that's going in. With as along with Facebook and Google, there's so much going on and so much getting built here that it's an exciting time to be in Kansas City.
Yes, it is.
All right, so we're starting to earn the nickname as the Silicon Prairie because we've got all these tech companies coming to Kansas City. We've got Facebook, we've got Google, and this is actually where Google Fiber started, right here in the heart of Kansas City, right in the middle of the USA. Some other big developments we talked about are like the EV battery plant. We talk about that a lot. That's bringing in lots of new jobs to Kansas City. Some of the major job sectors that we've been seeing, and some of the numbers on that are leisure and hospitality at over 6,800 jobs last year. We've got education and health services, which is making up 7,400 new jobs over the last 12 months. Manufacturing, which continues to grow, but is 6,300 jobs last year. Transportation utility numbers, which came in at 3,300 jobs last year. So
Over 20,000 jobs.
over 20,000 jobs. Yeah, continued growth. And the EV battery plant hasn't hit full capacity yet. So when that goes, there'll be another surge of jobs there. The reason people are choosing Kansas City is not only because we have all this tech and all this fiber that's already laid out, but really Kansas City is super centrally located, especially if you have a logistical business and you need access to rail, airports, highways. We can get to anywhere in the country right here, I think within 2 business days by road, and even fast. I mean, we got the river running right through here too. So we've really got a great location with a lot of amenities there. And then the cost of doing business in Kansas City, when you factor in real estate, not only for residential, but also for commercial, well, you've got places like California, which is some of the most expensive real estate in the world, or let's New York on the East Coast. It costs a lot more to conduct business in those cities and those states. But here in Missouri and in Kansas, the states are doing a lot with tax credits. In fact, the EV battery plant got a huge tax break to bring their business into Kansas. These are just some of the incentives that are causing all these great businesses to come to Kansas City and continue to grow here.
Yeah, and it's going to have a big impact on the housing market. So we're going to head to a neighborhood and we're going to talk all about how this is impacting housing. But lots of development, lots of new jobs, and how is it going to affect the housing market, which is our specialty?
So no doubt you're hearing it on the news that there is a shortage of housing supply across the country. And we're certainly feeling it here in Kansas City. With everything we've just talked about, with all these new jobs and new people moving into Kansas City, well, that's going to equal a shortage of a supply of housing. So there's a lot of things that we're doing to try to make up for that. A lot of that is just building new houses. There's also a lot of new rental properties and condos that are going in, especially in places like downtown, down in the River Market area, and areas close to downtown that are super walkable, and where they have the zoning to build areas like that so you can stack a lot of residences in a small footprint. But then all over the city, from the Northland all the way down to the south side of Overland Park, construction is going crazy.
Yep, it's booming, but not only construction, we've got a lot of investors that are interested in Kansas City and the Kansas City market. We've seen a lot of people from California that are taking their 1 door there and turning it into 4 doors here because the rental market has been outpaced by the resale market. The rents aren't keeping up, but they are in Kansas City. You actually still get a really attractive cap rate here in Kansas City. So we've seen a ton of investment from investors out of state coming to our city.
That's right. In fact, the National Association of Realtors, they just put out a study and they put Kansas City in the top 10 places for growth over the next year. And a lot of that is, like Max just talked about, people coming from California. So real estate out in California investors, you might be able to get a 1 or a 2% cap rate. But in Kansas City, that's why they're taking their investments here, because we're getting up to like 7 to 10% cap rates on some of those investments. So it's just a much better place to get cash flow.
It's not only just mom and pop investors, but we've seen hedge fund investors. I just put a listing on the market the other day. We actually got a couple of out-of-state, sight unseen offers. They weren't full price, but they were good cash offers that would close in a week to 10 days. So we've seen a lot of that in our market as well.
Yeah, and like I have spent some time in the Pacific Northwest and like Oregon, Portland, Oregon, for instance. It's not real landlord friendly. The tenants have a lot more rights. So another reason we've kind of got people coming from the West Coast, bringing their investments from real estate, 1031ing from there to Kansas City, is because we're super landlord friendly and it's a lot easier to manage your tenants that way.
That's a great point. How about a little market outlook? What do we see on the horizon?
Well, I think, kind of what the National Association of Realtors is saying, I see bright skies for Kansas City's future, especially just over the next year. We've got a perfect storm of, rates have kind of settled out and they're predicted to probably kind of settle into the 6s and kind of stay there with, we've got a lot of people we've got that age demographic where we got a lot of people coming out of college and they're going to be ready and that kind of poised for that first-time home buyer position. So we've got a lot of demand for first-time home buyers. We also have a lot of baby boomers that are going to be aging out and getting out of their properties, maybe moving into some senior living style.
Yeah, that's right, because people move because of change. And what we've seen over the past 2 years since interest rates went up from historic lows is people didn't want to make the move from a 2.5% interest rate to a 7%. And they've been postponing their move that they needed to make and wanted to make because of life change, but just couldn't quite do it. And so we've seen a lot of that pent-up demand. Finally, people are just deciding to move on. In fact, we have a market update video that will be coming out or just came out, but check that market update video because we go into depth about the forecast for the Kansas City market.
Kansas City remains one of the most affordable metro areas even as demand begins to rise. Home values are expected to rise faster than the national average due to that low supply and the increased migration.
And affordability just isn't about real estate now, because we also have to take into consideration the Kansas City sports and entertainment, which is growing too.
That's true.
All right, so let's talk about that. Okay, here for sports and entertainment, we've got a lot of projects going in and around Kansas City. Down here in Riverside, we've got a big old amphitheater that's going to be coming in. We're really excited about. And then there are tons of projects around the city. Mostly, I know Mahomes is trying to lure an NBA team, maybe even professional hockey.
Yeah.
So you do have your professional sports. We just got the Kansas City Current women's soccer stadium in, but what I'm seeing more than anything is for youth sports, there are a ton of projects going in as far as soccer fields and baseball complexes, bringing in the turf fields so they can attract a lot of out-of-state tournaments and stuff. So there's a lot of projects.
With hotels going in near the baseball field so they can accommodate those tournaments.
And then one of the biggest things I'm concerned about really is where the Chiefs are going to end up. Kansas is trying to lure the Chiefs over to the Kansas side. They're currently the Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs. And same with the Royals. They're really trying to get into the downtown area. So they were trying to propose a downtown stadium. They're right by the old Kansas City Star building in South Loop Park. And it got turned down by the voters, but they're determined to get into the downtown area, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so if Kansas does lure them over to their side, I believe they're going to put in a dome, which maybe, who knows, maybe we'll get a Super Bowl that, Chiefs playing at 50% of them. So
We do have a World Cup coming, so.
Yeah, World Cup, what is that, 2026, I think? Next year. So what we've seen in other major markets around the country is, some of these giant projects like this are a huge boost to economic development around town.
Yeah, and the local economy. So we're just kind of following, Kansas City seems to be following that roadmap. and couldn't be more excited about it.
Yeah, we're right on the footsteps of what's going on.
So those are a lot of great reasons we've been talking about why people are moving to Kansas City, along with the weather, right? We've got all 4 seasons here, and that's very exciting to some people. We have amazing springs, amazing falls, amazing summers, minus maybe a week or two. And the winters aren't too bad, minus maybe a week or two.
Yeah, here it is, February. It's 65 degrees.
Yeah,
we're in short shirts.
We're in t-shirt. It
Little
may be
windy.
a little windy today, but yeah. So the weather's pretty amazing, and you can get outside almost every day and enjoy it. So Kansas City isn't just growing, it's transforming into one of the best places to live, work, raise a family.
Right here at the heart of America.
The heart of America.
Yep, so if you're thinking about moving to the area, hit us up. You know, we can go on and on about the things that we think are important, but really what matters is what's important to you. So hit us up, tell us what's important to you, and we can speak to those issues in particular and give you what you're looking for. That's what this channel is all about, is to try and inform the people that don't live here what it's like to live here. And, you know, if you are going to move to the area, then we would love to help you. We've got a whole team of people. We've been working in the Kansas City market for over 25 years. Forever, helping about 250 families a year move to the area, and we absolutely love it. So hit us up anytime, get the ball rolling. Maybe we'll set up a Zoom call, give us a call, text, shoot us an email,
All of it.
carrying pigeon.
Just reach out, yeah, send a pigeon.
Send a pigeon and we will connect.
Thanks for watching, guys.
We'll see you next time.